Hello everyone and welcome to my latest video for Dying Light. I am your host, the Mad Hatter, and we're going to continue on with our story. I love the artwork in between each scene like this. This is like really awesome. Now, Crane, our main character here, as you know from watching the previous videos, he works for both the GRE and he's undercover, and he's working with the guys at the tower. Every so often you're going to see little scenes like this come up where he'll have to climb up somewhere and use his radio. Now I chose that particular skill. Well, I'll tell you after this.
Crane here.
Report.
I'm about to have a meeting with the tower's leader.
Acknowledged. Confirm his identity and contact us immediately.
I chose that particular skill because it actually fits into my style of play. As I stated earlier, going according to your style of play is actually the best way to go. So, in my personal opinion, there is no wrong way to spec your character as far as the skills that you earn. However, what you may want to consider is the bag space. Consider your bag space. You may want extra bag space just because in the latter stages of the game, you will find weapons and stuff that are better than what you have on
Jade called a meeting in
hand.
the tower. It's my opportunity to finally meet with Brecken and confirm his identity.
And whenever you find weapons like that, you're going to find stronger weapons as you go on. But you want to be able to put them off to the side so that this way you have them for later on when you really need it. So it's something you need to consider. Just throwing that out there. So we're going to go inside.
Listen, Brecken and a team of runners went after an airdrop last night. He lost the rest of his team to biters, and then Rise's men ambushed him, beat him to a pulp, and stole the drop. Now Brecken wants to go after the next drop himself, but we can't let him, and you've got to back me up, okay?
For God's sake! You can't even walk straight. We need you alive, you idiot.
Okay, we're going in. Act confident. Brecken? Lena?
Maybe you can get through to him.
Jade, who's your friend?
Kyle Crane.
Look, Brecken, the last thing we need is for you to go back out there. We can figure out another way without jeopardizing you. Right, Crane?
I'll go. I'll do it.
Right. Yes. Crane will go. He'll be happy to.
Jesus. No offense, friend, but you're as green as grass. You can't just...
Crane will manage. He'll start in the right spot. And Lena's right. You need to be here taking care of the towers, convincing them the world's not over yet.
Oh, hell. Maybe one more try before we go to Rise. Yeah. Okay, fine. Good luck, Crane.
One more try. Who's he? Timmy T?
Sure. Head for the cauldron. I'll be in touch shortly.
Look, there's something else we need to discuss. Brecken was hurt pretty bad out there. Worse than he wants people to know. He took a blow to the head. Now he's starting to have seizures, and I don't have any Loratrax.
Yeah, I doubt anyone does. Anti-seizure drugs were being passed out like candy when the infection first started. And the stores ran out weeks ago.
Yes, that's right. How do you know that?
Look, what do you need me to do, Lena?
There's a man in town named Gazi. He's not altogether there, if you know what I mean. His mother had epilepsy, so he used to pick up medicine for her each month. She died 2 years ago. but Ghazi kept going to the store to pick up her prescription. He likes his routine, and Ghazi can be very insistent. So, they kept giving it to him.
You think he's been stockpiling it all this time?
If he hasn't, I don't know where else we're going to get it from. Ghazi lives under the overpass. And don't mention his mother's death. He won't understand.
So now we gotta go get this medication. Want to drop a few things off here in the bag. Putting stuff up in storage is also a good thing. You know, put a few items up in there so this way you have the free space. As I had said, one of the skills that you can earn is having the extra bag space created. So it's something to think about. For the most part, any weapons that you get, as you get stronger weapons, you can take your lesser weapons and dismantle them for parts and whatnot, which is really great. So that'll be of a help later on. Another thing that I found really awesome is everything has its own little use in some way, shape, or form. So always look to break down weapons that you don't need. Any broken weapons that you can no longer repair, break those down as well. And when your lockpicking gets really good, I mean, and that's just over time after doing it enough, you can like unlock like the police vans, which are very hard to go and get yourself into. However, if you can actually gain some really strong weapons, such as firearms and melee weapons, which are great. Let's go ahead and mark this. Then our marker, and let's head on out. It's really something else because it took me a while to get the lock picking down, but once I did, and I still make mistakes with it, but the fine tuning for some of the harder locks gets pretty easy as time goes on.
Report.
Tower boss is named Brecken, and he's definitely not your man. The other likely suspect is this warlord, basically. Local guy. Calls himself Rise. He's hoarding antizin and then gouging the hell out of anybody who wants to buy some. I'm on a mission to get antizin from the airdrop. If I don't succeed, they'll have to come up with something else.
Acknowledged. Good job, Crane. You're doing well. Stay on task, and we'll be in touch. Be sure to call us immediately if and when you get that antizin.
Now, also you're going to see these little parkour fever challenges all over the place. Do them at your discretion. That's all I can say. That's if you're really good at it. I'm just good enough to just get through this part, so I'm not going to mess with it. Now, stay away from the fire. Fire burn badly. Let's go ahead. Now, anytime you have a chance to help folks like that are in trouble, and you'll see it on the map, you'll see like a blue arrow on your mini map that's surrounded by red arrows. Help them out because that'll help you gain favor overall, which is great. And you'll hear him screaming too. Watch, you'll hear him in a minute. Let me get over to this next little part. More parkour fever. Let's go ahead and open up this trunk. everything has a use in the game to some degree. So it may be like you may feel like you're being a bit of a pack rat, but in actuality you're not, because every little bit helps to form something else that's going to end up helping you. So you're basically, in essence, you're recycling, which is great. Not only are you saving your ass, you're saving the planet. As I had said before, when fighting the zombies, always try to go for the head if you can. But sometimes in the middle of a battle, or if you have too many of them on you at once, it's hard to really aim. You cause more damage. Your weapons have like a bit
I'm eternally grateful.
a way of wearing down, and you can only repair your weapons in the beginning like 3 times. And once that they're gone, they're gone. So in essence, once that happens and you can no longer repair it and the weapon's no good anymore, just go ahead and break it down for its parts. This way it still has some sort of use. Now here it is, we're at a safe zone. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go. I'm going to turn on the lights over here. So at night the lights are set. Oh, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that, but I got the lights on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Now I managed to throw some firecrackers outside, so I got one of them outside the gate so I can close it. And this other guy, I'm just going to go ahead and beat his head in to clear it out. And then we'll have a safe zone that we don't need to worry about. Now the thing about these safe zones where you have the gate that you have to slide closed, once it's closed, leave it closed. Climb over the gate, never open it back up. Because what's going to end up happening is that if you're going to let the infected in and then you got to re-clear the area and it's a pain. So don't even do that. So now, let's see. So we're good here. Let's see, we already got that on. Nothing else really around here. So, let's see. Make sure we have that space. Now I'm marking another safe house along the way, so that this way, if I run into trouble, whatever safe houses I can open up will be for the better. Now, I came across this here, and I thought that was pretty cool. Now, the trunk you see there on the left, the items in the trunks like that, and it's how you can pick the lock is all RNG. Since it's all RNG, you're never going to know which position that the lock will open up from.
Spike, it's Crane. There's a building here covered in quarantine tape. You know what it is?
Sure disinfected were moved there from the hospitals when the outbreak started. Things fell apart pretty quick, and the building was abandoned. It's chock full of biters, but it's also chock full of supplies. Even Rise's people haven't been able to crack it.
And the items inside are also RNG as well, so you never know what's going to be in it. Now, that particular trunk, I was able to open it up and there was only coffee in it. Now, in here, what's going to happen is you're going to go and you're going to fight these guys, and it's like a continuous, it's like you can't clear them out. Like, I came in there with with like 5-6 Molotovs trying to clear them out, and they just kept coming and coming and coming. So I haven't figured out how to really go about doing this just yet, but I did decide to give it a try just for shits and giggles. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. And because I like to search around and everything else, I went and did just that. Just went and looked around and whatnot. Simply because of the fact that, it couldn't hurt It's just like what I was doing in The Last of Us before my copy got all messed up. Was that the you know, looking around always gave you some really good stuff. It always helped you out in the long run. So, at any rate, there's like a ton of infected in there, and I really cannot stand like in early stages of the game like this where you just come in and you just, you know, you come into a place like this and you try to go for it and you can't even do that. I realized that coming in here I needed to be a lot stronger and have a lot stronger weapons coming in here. There's a later on in the game, and I'll show you, there's a plan for a machete that it takes 20 alcohol and 20 metal parts to make, but it's got like a 500 power machete, which is great, and you can upgrade it too. Now there's other weapons in this, like katanas and all that. But see, here's the thing, though. Just like with The Last of Us, there's a plus mode to this too. So when you complete it, you can play the game at on the plus mode, which is going to be harder, and you retain your everything that you had when you first completed the game. So going into stuff like this, you'll be able to find also gold tier weapons. That's always a possibility and whatnot. So it's actually pretty decent. I feel that it's really kind of a nice little touch, and I don't feel like it's, you know, they're stealing the idea from one game to another, because the idea of that actually adds replay value, and I am all for any game to have replay value, because then that just adds to the value of the game overall, which is great. And I'm sorry for getting tongue-tied. The main factor that I look for in a game is the replay value. Like the order, yeah, it was a good game to play through, but there was no replay value, which is why I never got it. I basically, when I buy games, I want the replay value to be there. I want the story to be really compelling. The Last of Us definitely has that, and so does Dying Light. So really, that's really what I love about the games here. Now, if you notice, the train right here that I'm standing by is orange. Anytime you see something orange like this, that means that there's something in there you need to grab. When I first saw that, I just freaked. But in here, there's supplies and some other little goodies here. And on the other side over here behind me and to the left is going to be, there we go, that's what you're going to be looking for. They're not always going to be in an obvious place. They'll either be in a van or inside the trunk of a car or inside the box car like this. And like I said, I had no business really being in here, and I was lucky to even find that one drop. I really got frustrated with this at one point, and I just said, to heck with it, I'm not going to do this. I'm just not dealing with this. And ended up leaving because I figured, well, I mean, how many of them do I have to fight before they'll stop coming through? Because usually in certain areas, you can go and clear it out and not have to worry about zombies coming around in there, unless you're stupid enough to go and pull some over from like another section over to where you are. Now, as you can see, this particular zombie is called a runner. Now, they're the ones that I was telling you about earlier that can climb up and follow you. They have limited intelligence. They have more intelligence than the regular low-level zombies. So you just gotta be careful of that. Usually, what I like to do is I'll get up on top of something like a van or on top of a train car, and as they're coming up, I'll pop them. They'll fall down, and just keep doing that, and that actually helps. But yeah, I had no business being in here, and for all I know, there could be a door somewhere I could go to go around those guys, or maybe I had to go through those guys in order to get further. But I didn't, I didn't want to take the chance in doing that. So let's go into skills and grab stun, which is actually going to be really cool. Stun, what that's going to do is when you hit your enemies, you'll stun them for a little while, as the name implies, obviously. Please feel free to post any Captain Obvious posts, please. But the idea is you can get that extra hit in. And if you can get that extra hit in, or while they're stunned, repair your weapon, it's all to your benefit, which is great. So it's all good. Now that bar you see, that orange bar, is your fatigue bar, and you've got to be mindful of it because it will bite you in the ass if you're not paying attention. If you do not pay attention to it as well. I'm sorry. I got tongue-tied again, and I apologize, folks. Anyway. Go. See, now there we go. You'll see little x-rays of that, which is actually pretty cool. However, folks, we are getting close to the end of this video. Once again, I want to thank you for watching. You folks have a great day, and I will see you very soon with your next video. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate y'all. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks, folks.